Hey, those of you at home, this is Thursday, November 8th. We're going to do the review session for the quiz coming up tomorrow. Since it is going to be a Socratic quiz, I set us up doing a Socratic version here to be as similar to it as possible to try and help you out. It'll be 12 questions. Once again, you get a chance to sort of help each other from there. We're not signing in and doing this one. We're just sort of going to walk through and see how the questions work. First question is going to be, if you have your notes, you want to look at them, stuff like that, that's fine with me if it helps you answer them. First one says, which of the following third lines would best complete this haiku? And if you're at home and you can't see it well, I apologize. There's so much I can do, but I'll read the questions out loud for you. So it says, the tiny monkeys swinging on the giant trees, and then you have to figure out what the third line would be. So you have to know, the tiny monkeys swinging on the giant trees. So you have 5, 7, and then you have to figure out, first off, how many syllables does your last line have to be? 5. Nicely done. So hopefully that helps guide you a little bit. So we have, A says, I love all the lions. B says, cutest things you have seen. C says, put them on YouTube. D says, disappear up there. Of those, which one do we think would work best? I know it's kind of hard to see from there. Well, then,
B.
Why do you not say A?
It's a different animal.
It's 6.
Different animal, so it goes to different things.
It's 6.
And why not B? Cutest things you have. Nicely done. This one?
That's just random.
It's talking about something different.
Not because random.
It's not about nature.
Not about nature. Nicely done.
Mixed up.
I know, but I said you have to follow the actual rules. So I was making sure on that one to realize. So the last one, the word D, says disappear up there.
Because it disappears in the tree.
Nicely done. So there's our correct answer there. Didn't hand it disappear to Tyler.
Can I have some colored pencils?
Yeah, that's fine. Go for it.
Do I need to give you a shoe or something?
As long as I get them back, I'll hunt you down if need be. 2. From the poem Livington. That's fine. Can you turn off one, see if it helps focus it? We'll see if it works. From the poem Living Tenderly, which of these lines is the worst example of a simile or metaphor that proves the speaker was a turtle and not a crab? In other words, which of these could most likely work for both speakers? So which one of these would work for both turtle and crab, or is the worst evidence of trying to prove that it is not a crab and instead a turtle? A, line 3, my head is short snake. B, line 8, my eyelids are quick clamps. C, line 13, it floats within the lake. D, lines 15 and 16, my flesh lives tenderly inside its bone. 3 of those work well, 1 of those does not. The question is, which one of those does not work well?
B.
We'll do this real quick. We're not going in. We'll go off just of hands. So we'll see which one. So figure out which hand one you want to raise your hand for. So you say, is A the worst one? B the worst one? C the worst one? D the worst one? Then why are you guys saying B?
Everyone has eyelids.
Because you can get yours.
No answers on that one?
Because majority rules.
Majority. I think it's A.
So you're trying to find the one that proves the speaker. So which of these is worth for both speakers?
It's because
It's B, because everyone has eyelids.
opinion, which
No,
anybody
it's
could
B because
be like,
everyone
oh,
else
that's a
raised
quick
their hand.
link. And also,
I just raised my hand because
I mean, pretty much anything can blink quickly besides a sloth.
True, but that's sloppy. But it has nothing to do with opinion on that one. From here, as far as the references that work for both the turtle and the crab, my head is short snake. Do both of them have the head is a short snake?
No.
So that only works for one. Do both of them have eyelids that work?
yes.
Yeah.
All right. Do both of them float within a lake?
No.
Do both of them have flesh that lives inside hardness?
Yes.
So the only one that doesn't would be B. Because you have to do is go through and figure out which one of those is going to apply to both. Should be. No. It's B, not D, but that's fine.
What?
But I changed the answers on there so we can around.
Wait, it is B?
No, it is B, not D. Ignore the green one popping up. That was my fault. 3. Which of those similes most likely one that could have been in the poem Living Tenderly? None of these are in the poem. One of them could have been in the poem. My head is Pac-Man as it gobbles up fish. My fingers are like binder clips that pinch and grab. My arms are like the landing gear of an underwater plane. Or my skin is as soft as a bald man's head.
C.
Which of these similes is most likely one that could have been in the poem?
C.
C.
D. D.
Let's find out.
Oh,
So if you say A, Pac-Man,
No.
B, binder clips,
No.
Maybe.
C, landing gear, D, soft as a bald man's head.
I'm saying soft as a whole man.
Choose those two. For those of you saying C, why C? Yeah?
Well, because like the turtle, it's almost like landing gears. Like when you can bring his hand, and it kind of like lands on his shell.
Okay.
Yeah, and then with the crab, how it kind of like brings in his arms.
All right. And then those of you saying D, why D? Mason?
Because if his head's bald, has not much protection, so it can be tender.
So in the poem, does it talk about the fact that he is bald? Do we have any other arguments for D? Yes.
But neither, but turtles don't have hair.
Does it talk about that in the poem?
Okay, see.
I mean, I'm just making sure that you can back it up from it. Then I would agree. C is the best answer there because it's actually stuff from the poem. You have to actually use one that actually comes, because they actually talk about the legs going in and out in the poem. They never talk about having soft skin in the poem. So the fact they never mention having soft skin, that's the one that's going to work the worst.
I think that question's gonna get a lot of kids because you have the soft skin out on like the legs.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping the same thing. 4. From the poem Injust, what is the main reason the poet refers to the balloon man as being goat-footed? There are examples tomorrow, but on this one I'm just going to see if you can come up with that without me giving you examples. Just how well can you figure that out? So why do they talk about the balloon man being goat-footed in there? Aiden?
Because when he whistles, he draws all the kids in to get the balloons.
So there'll be an answer tomorrow that talks with the fact that it connects to the whistling and the fact that it draws kids in. They can't resist the music. So that's the goat-footed connection. Nothing about like the walking or being crippled. It's all about the music. Yeah.
I thought of him being crippled when you said goat-footed.
Yeah. I'm hoping a lot of kids go that direction. That is a tricky one. Cool. Next up, from the Evil Teacher poem, which if you've not read the Evil Teacher poem, that's going to make it a lot tougher on you. Using that poem, which of the following is not a good example of a simile or metaphor from the poem? So one of these from that poem, from the homework, is not a good example of a simile or metaphor. Is it line 10, my big eyes burning as bright as the red button of a dying Xbox? B, it is all just a day in my life of evil? C, crushing the delicate flowers that are children's souls? Or D, I'm mean as a weasel?
B. B's and
Alright.
boy.
So if you said A, B, C, D, those of you saying B, why do you say B?
It's not really similar.
Because
it sounds
there's
right.
no like.
It's
or,
no-
wait,
wait,
there's
wait.
no like or as.
Yeah.
Alright.
That's for similar.
Then those of you saying D, is there a reason for that one?
No, I just
No, I go
realized it.
Hold
Then
on.
B is the correct answer, because that is one that
Wait,
has
but then
no...
there's no like or as in C.
You're correct. It is
Yeah,
what
but
it
it's
says,
like-
simile
it's
or
a
metaphor.
metaphor.
Oh, I know. It's a metaphor.
I know, those directions things again. Crazy. 6. What is the best simile made in this line? Where it says, my big eyes burning as bright as the red button of a dying Xbox. You're going to be both words being compared. So what are the two things being compared in this one? Hughes,
Eyes and Xbox.
eyes and Xbox. Does that work?
Yes. No.
The
Eyes in red.
Eyes and red.
Xbox.
Wait, eyes and button.
Eyes and button.
I'll call it eyes in red.
Red button.
Eyes and buttons.
Eyes and
Because
buttons.
red's an adjective.
So what's our final answer?
Shoot.
Eyes and buttons.
Nicely done.
Yeah.
Trying to see if I could trick you on that one. I'm trying to, but yeah. Eyes, and I'm also going to see if kids put down big eyes, that end up giving you a 0 on it, or red button would end up giving you the 0. So you have to do just eyes, just button, and you'd be good to go.
Wait, can I record this?
I am recording it right now. 7. Figure out the rhyme scheme from Living Tenderly, but only write down the letters to the first stanza. So in this one, once again, rhyme scheme, I went ahead and gave you the stanza here to help you out. One of the questions tomorrow is you having to figure out a rhyme scheme for a poem I give you. What letter does it start with? A. And then does the next rhyme line?
B.
Then snake,
rhyme line.
projective,
D.
sleeves,
E. B.
Sleeves, seams. I'll go with the same thing. I agree. I think it's E. E. Thin.
F.
Chin.
F.
Nicely done. Clamps.
E.
So you're saying it rhymes with sleeves?
Oh no, I meant G.
Nicely done. So as long as you can be able to figure it out as you go through, then you should be good to go there. 8. In Living Tenderly. Which line from that poem is the best example of alliteration? So we have to give which one is the best example of alliteration. My body a rounded stone. My eyelids are quick clamps. I am always at home. It floats within the lake. One of those is alliteration. 3 of those are not. So hang on, we'll do our voting thing to see how well you guys can convince people. A, B, C,
I'm going C.
I said C.
D. All right, then why did you guys say C?
No, yeah.
Yeah?
Because it starts with A 3 times.
Nicely done. So you have that same sound multiple times. I am always at. Just sing out. I tried to make it trickier by doing a vowel sound to see if that would throw people off. Apparently I failed. Good job, you guys. 9. From the Evil Teacher poem. Using the information in the last stanza of the poem, which of these would be the best explanation of the identity of the speaker? So this goes to using that. You have to figure out, is it? It's all just a day in my life of evil, crushing the delicate flowers that are children's souls. How can a school let me near young minds? A K begins my name, and I'm mean as a weasel. You have to be able to figure out who is the speaker in the overall poem. Let's see if I can figure out.
I'm calling the flower.
PD.
Adim?
I think C.
C. Mr. B's dark side? Get a reason why?
Because like it's evil. Like it says like how it's crushing kids' souls and
Alright.
it says life is evil.
Jeff?
No.
I also say it's C because, I mean, as a lot of people have showed you, and like envision yourself as a demon in your daily life, so, and, I mean, yeah, also by that picture, but, and you,
Words. Cat got your tongue? A reference to earlier. Austin!
The person is caviar because it starts with the letter K, and the evil version of you is caviar. You're Brovicast caviar.
I would agree. So
So,
being able to figure out, so there's going to be different options on there, is the fact that it says the K begins my name, so you're going to have the option of being Mr. Broviac, or would it be the Kivor, or would it be the word name, and to be able to pick up all those clues in the poem as you go through, to be able to see how well you can pick up all those things.
well, A.
Wait, so
Wait, what's
so
the
it'd be
one?
on the quiz, it'd be the Kivor?
Correct. Mr. B's dark side.
Oh.
Because I would not actually say Kivor, because it makes it way too easy to look for the letter K. So I would just say my dark side, and see if you guys can figure it out from there.
C?
So it'd be C on that one.
Oh, I can go.
Wait.
10. Which words in the following stanza are pronouns? It's always going to be a shock to see lots of little minions always following me. Their adorable little heads bobbing up and down. I always just imagine I see a little clown. There are 3 correct answers, and you must list all 3 in the order they appear in the poem. So what are the 3 pronouns that appear in the poem in the correct order? Loud one?
I know the last one, I know the first one.
It does make it tough. Does anyone else know this one?
Wait, is it?
It is, not it's.
It's
It is correct, not it's.
me
Me. There's one more,
and I.
which is correct. So your 3 you have would be it. What's going to get kids tomorrow is you're going to write it's with an apostrophe S, and that's the wrong answer. Because that's 2 words put together. So it is just it, and then me, and then I. It, me, I. 11. Which word in the following sentences are the subject? When running in the hallways, the crazed student tripped and fell on the scissors and cut his own toe off.
Ow.
Yummy.
She's right. Get back to her before I get involved. It'd be awful. So what would be the subject in the sentence? Jeff?
It's not much.
Why?
Because the student is the one that's tripping and falling and he took it off.
Nice one. Because the student is the one doing the action of the tripping and the falling, the losing of the toe and stuff like that. And then 12, our last magic lens. Using the knowledge of grammar and magic lens, what is the maximum number of adjectives you can have describing one verb if we are using a 5-word sentence? So how well do you know your magic lens? The maximum number of adjectives you can have describing one verb if we are using a 5-word sentence.
2.
Adam?
I'm guessing 2.
2?
Yeah.
Any other? Yes.
Is it 2?
2? Anyone else with a different number?
Oh, 2.
Why do we say 2, by the way?
Because everyone that sings. Wait.
Because it's 2 out of the 3.
Because everybody else is saying 2.
Always a good answer. Always go with everyone else.
Especially-
Jeff?
Because there's only 5 words in the sentence, and if you have more than 2 adjectives, then you can't have all the other things that require for a sentence to happen.
It helps. 2 is the wrong answer.
1. 3. I'm going to say 1.
3 is the wrong answer.
1.
1 is the wrong answer.
4.
Is the wrong answer.
5.
Is the wrong answer.
3. 0.
I'm sorry. Let's go back to our knowledge of how it works.
Infinite.
What do adjectives describe?
The noun.
The verb.
Oh,
There is
0.
none. There's
So
0.
it says, how many adjectives can describe one verb?
Oh, it's just, oh my god.
Yeah, this goes well. How well do you guys read things?
Adjectives
And the answer for
describe
most
a
of you
noun.
is, read what now? And so, yeah, the answer is 0.
Because
Adjectives don't
This is
describe
almost
verbs.
I'm
Nouns.
So that was my how well do you pay attention?
That's gonna get everyone wrong.
Because I'm going to put
First period especially.
And you know
similar questions on there to see how well you guys pay attention to things.
Especially Deja.
I wish you the best of luck tomorrow.
just gonna